Hello and welcome to Good Start Model and the Thursday show. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do waterfalls. Welcome to Good Start Model and let me turn the sound off. I keep forgetting that. There we go, that's better. That's the sound off that. Right, I'm ready. I've got my cup of tea. I think I've got all the materials I need. And we've got some people in the chat. So let's have a look who we got to start with. Nat was first in. Hello, Nat. Nat, have we got Connor and Paige watching? If we have, please remember, no naughty words in the chat, please. Mind your P's and Q's, please. I know Tommy's watching. He's on his laptop in his room. So we've got at least 3 young ones watching, so please just be careful what you type. Normally, it's not a problem, but you know, we don't want to read that sort. They don't want to read that sort of thing, do they? So we got Natty, we got Scott in Orkney. What's it like, Scott? Is it wet and windy and normal up there, or is it like unseasonably like roasting like it is here? What else we got? We got Dad in scaling models, and that's your mods that are in at the moment. Dad, Scott, and Nat. And like Fox always says, they're lovely people, and they're there to look after you and keep you nice and safe in the chat. But if you upset them, they'll tear your arms and legs off, basically. Who else we got in? We've got Andy, Model Making Man. Hi, Andy. You all right, mate? And that's what we got at the moment. So the mods are ganging up on Andy, probably. Keep a mark shut, yeah. Right then, so let's move my tea to one side and let's have a look at what we're going to do. Now, what I tend to do is, because I use mine not only for dioramas, I do a lot of things for D&D and wargaming. So I like to use mine on these things. Old CDs, DVDs, old films that you know scratched and not play anymore. These are a great source to use as a base to start crafting on. And although they're circular, they can be quite modular when you're playing a game of Warhammer or something like that. So let's start to make a waterfall. Now I'm going to use one of these. That's the white balance gone, and some of this. All right, just ordinary polystyrene we all get from packaging. All right, now having one of these is great. It's so much easier than trying to cut it. If you try and cut this sort of polystyrene, the bobbly bits, it gets a right mess. That's a white balance getting shot a bit. Sorry about that. There's not a lot I can do about that. So what we're going to do, let's start by cutting out some basic shape. See how easy that is. A basic shape, he says. Out the basic shape, and then working from that. Put that one side. Right. So we want to thin that down a little bit and make a pool for our water to sit in. So what we're going to do, make a pool sort of like here. Oh, come back out. And then we'll just pop that bit out. That's simple, isn't it? And then we'll thin this edge down a bit from about here. And we'll pop that bit off. Now that's a bit deep at the moment, but we'll get around that later. It's also the hole we have to deal with. There's lots of different ways we can deal with the hole. The easiest way is to just block it off. So when you set that thing, that'll just be like a rock in the middle of it. So let's start anchoring that down. Turn the hot glue gun on. Should I turn this on about 2 or 3 minutes? I got my bigger one today. I've got the one with the longer lead at the moment, so I won't have to sit. With the extension cable sitting on my knee. Right, so let's carry on with this. Let's get some, while that's heating up, we'll just start making a few rocks to set on the top of here. We want a bit of an overhang. We'll take that off. I'll literally just chop that down. It's the only thing, it does tend to stick to it. Chop that down. Then what we want to do is we want to try and make a bit of a rock face on here. And the easiest way to do it is get it a bit hot and then just keep chopping chunks out of it. Once you pin that away, just give it a couple of nicks and a couple of bumps. Seems a bit stark at the moment. We'll cover that in a minute. And then the next thing we want, we'll stick another one on top. And further back. Do a big bit that, so it's got a smaller piece. Yeah, that'll do. Just chop away at it. And that bit off. It's quite messy. Not messy, but untidy. And then what we get a basic shape. Like that. You can't see. Sorry. There you go, like that. I thought I was on camera. Is that better? Is that a better place? I thought I was there. I thought that was. Put it there. Let's get rid of that lot then. Why have I got bushes poking out? Very strange. Let's get rid of that lot. We don't need that now. Oh, we don't need them now. We'll put them back here. Out of the way. Now the glue gun. Pull the camera at wide angle start. Hang on then, let's have a look. There's a minimal edge there then. It looked alright on mine. I don't know what's going on there then. Let's close that. Get the camera to work. Right, close that. Webcam controls. How's that? Is that better? I've got no chat on this, but either I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Is that better? A bit better, is it? Okay. Oh. Now YouTube seems to have stopped. Oh, there we go. Right then. Is that better? Oh, I'm up down there. Right then. So let's just get a bit of hot glue on things. Squidge. Cover the hole up. Let's get that one in there ready. All we're doing is just gluing stuff down. About there. Now there's other materials you can use for this. You could actually use, I've done in the past, I've actually used slate chunks like you get from a garden centre to put in your garden. There's little bits of rock in that. And that one on there. Right, and that's going to give us basically our waterfall, or the rock for the waterfall to work on. Let's put that down there, turn it off for a second. And get rid of that, put that somewhere to cool down a little bit because it does get warm. Oh, scale model music's in. Hello, Muse. Oh, I'll blow a cup of tea. What happened there? Put that over there for a second. Right, we'll have a sweet cup of tea. So it's pretty simple, really, so far. And the next thing we're going to do is our trusty all-purpose filler. Let's have a look. And all we're going to do, oh, there's one in it already. Here's one I prepared earlier. And all we're going to do basically is just cover it. Now the only problem now is that's going to take overnight to dry, which again is the only downside to this method is drying times. But then that's crafting, you can't help drying times, it's just the way it is. So basically we're just going to cover all that with that, and in true absolute, and then paint it obviously once it's dry in true Blue Peter style. Let's get rid of that. Here's one. Oh, it's right behind me. Here's one I created earlier. There we go. So all we've done to that is we've covered it in all-purpose filler, painted it, and added some flock around the edges. Simply because I've done that just because of drying times. Wow. So what's missing? The water. This is where it gets fun. Right then, this one we're going to do as water. The next one we're going to do is frozen. The frozen waterfall. So, unfortunately, we're going to use stinky stuff again. So sorry, Connor. We're down to stinky stuff again, mate. We want to use a little bit to start with. We're going to need something from the fountain. It's easy now. All that is, look, it's simple. All it is the filler over the top of the polystyrene. Paint it grey, greys and browns, dry brush it. Honestly, it's so simple to do. It looks really complex, but it's not. It's really, really simple. Really simple to do. And then what I've done as well is I've added some crushed shell. And I'm going to show you how you get hold of that stuff next week. Because next week we're going to talk about materials and how you collect them and what you can use, what works and what doesn't, basically. You'd be really surprised where that came from and how much it cost. Just say that's next week. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use greaseproof paper, not parchment paper this time. You need parchment paper for your wet palette. You need greaseproof paper for this next step. So let's open this. You can tell I went and bought this morning because I said to show you hearts in bed, where's the greaseproof paper? We haven't got any. The kids used it the other day to make brownies. All right. So let's open the box. How did you always do that though? It. You only want a bit of this, you don't want a huge amount of this. Sort of plastic tag on there, get rid of that. Proper greaseproof paper. Now, Dad will tell you all about this stuff in the chat, because Dad's, you know, Dad's over 60, bless him. You know what I mean? And in the days of old, his nan used to wrap him up with this. He used to cover his chest in goose grease and wrap him up in brown paper to stop the cold getting to you. That's what, honestly, that's what they used to do. Goose grease and brown paper. Insulate you from the freezing cold. So let's put that in half. That's it. Oh yeah, I'm dead now. Yeah, I know, Dad. I know. I can feel the bad vibes now. So let's get a bit of that on the go. We'll save that because we'll need that in a minute for the next bit. Right, so what we're going to do now, move that on the side. We're going to get a little pot, and we're going to get one of my famous lolly sticks, and we're going to let's stick a little tiny bit of colour in that. Where's my blue? There's my blue. There's my blue. Just get a brush. Remember about this stuff, you don't want a huge amount. You literally want basically paint a little bit at the bottom, but do that there for a minute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our stinky stuff. We only need a bit of this, we don't need a right lot of this. But so yeah, they used to, didn't they, Dad? Goose grease and brown paper under your vest. Yeah. A bit of that in there. About that much will do us for now. And we'll put the cap on because we'll use the rest of this in a minute. Oh, stinky stuff. It's stinky stuff. Right, we'll give that a good old mix round. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. Once we reckon that's nice and mixed, that's a bit blue this time. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. What we're going to do is we're going to pour it out on our sheet. And we get our lolly stick and we spread it out. Now, because this is greaseproof paper, hopefully this won't stick. There's some more there, so we'll get that out. Spread it out. All right, and then we'll just leave that now to stink. And it does stink. Throw that in the bin. And we need to leave that to one side now till it goes off. Thank you. So we'll have a cup of tea and we'll have a look at chat. Oh, Chris is in. Hello, Chris. Good afternoon. Thanks for nipping in, mate. And I got the old I have on the. This is very, very stinky stuff, but it's fantastic for model making. It really is fantastic stuff. Right, so what we're going to do is once that's cured and gone off, and hopefully we'll be able to peel it off, that's going to form the basis of our waterfall. Now, you see what I mean? If you just try to pour the resin from here, you'd end up with gaps. You'd end up with big mess down here, a huge load down here, down the bottoms, down this bottom bit, and nothing here. So doing it this way, what that's going to do is that's going to form a scaffold for the rest of the resin to fall down. Oh, see, clever stuff, see? It can't beat a good cup of tea. And yes, because I'm the DM, that's why. That's one of my Christmas presents for my kids. Oh, that's a nice cup of tea, that. I must have made it myself. Just put that over there, out of the way for a minute. Now, has that gone off yet? Has it? Has it gone off? Nope, not yet. Just remember what I said about this stuff. Be very careful with this stuff, because if you get it on your skin, as it cures, it heats up and it gets extremely hot. And it not only is it nasty to get off, it will actually burn you. So while that's drying, what shall we do? I know what we could do. We can have a look at this week's model making times. It's like the radio times, but for model making. I tell you what, we've got a busy week this week. Very busy week. Tonight, don't forget, Thursday, it's an evening with Chris. But it's not just an evening with Chris, it's an evening with Chris and guests. And the guest being you. Shane's in as well. Afternoon, Shane. Nice to see you. Thank you for nipping in, mate. So yeah, it's an evening with Chris tonight from 8 o'clock. As it's the last Thursday of the month, it's basically open house, so you can nip in, have a chat with Chris and whoever's in there, share your work and what you're doing. That's quite a pleasant evening with Christopher tonight, so that'll be good. Tomorrow, maybe, we don't know, it may be not. It may be Fox. Fallout. We don't know. We don't know. Watch this space. It may be Fallout with Fox. Then we've got Saturday is Fox again at 3 o'clock with his Skyrim, where his pikey cat runs around and collects carrots and turnips and things. That's at 3 o'clock. And then on Saturday evening, it's the Model Maker Crash with James and Cal and Co. So that's a good one to nip into. Have a look on. We like that one. It's fun. And then what we've got Sunday is Colin and Dave and the Sunday brunch at 12 till 2:30. That's a wheeze. That's always worth nipping in. Have a look at what Colin and Dave are doing. And then again, it's Fox again at 3 o'clock for his Warhammer Sunday. And then at 6:15, it's Dad. Dad in there. That Dad bloke. He's on at 6:15 on Sunday. And then at 8 o'clock, it's Chris and Ted, I believe. This is better than the BBC. This is model making viewing. And then Monday at 3 o'clock is Lewis. And then obviously Monday nights are your models. And then Tuesday, it's Phil with Prime Time Show at 8 o'clock. And got 8:30. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Chris. 8:30. I thought it was 8, mate. Oh, yeah, James at 11 on Sunday. Yeah, so, yeah, you're right. I did. That's a new one, isn't it? James is doing a new one. Yeah. I haven't forgotten you tomorrow. I haven't. I actually told my wife, because she's doing Diamond Art and that as well. See? So my wife will be watching tomorrow. Yeah. Right, is that dry now? Should we? A little bit tacky still, but that's fine. We'll do this one as a tester to see how easily it lifts up. It's still a little bit too tacky yet, so we'll leave it another couple of minutes. And that's basically the viewing for the next up until Tuesday. It's better than the BBC. I was scheduling our programming. It's pretty good, you know. Oh, my brush is falling off. It's fallen off my brush holder. There we go. He's not doing his job, is he? Well, I'll have another swig of tea. But unfortunately, this is a stage where we can't really, we have to wait a minute or two. But never mind. Oh, I'm with it now, Chris. So you're not both on together then? Oh, so you're doing 8 and Ted's doing 9. On 8:30 for both. Oh, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. All right then. We'll just wait for this bit. We should be able to. No, it's still not ready yet. We'll still leave that for a minute. What we can do. Can we do that? No, we better not, because that might go off, and we don't want to waste it. So we'll still have to wait. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast, having to wait. But it shouldn't take that long. It's only 5-minute epoxy resin. It shouldn't take that long for it to. I don't know. In fact, what I'll do is I shall hold that in front of the fan for a second. That might work. You might adversely affect it, and blowing cold air on something that needs heat to go off might have the opposite effect, but we'll see. We'll see. Just amuse yourselves, talk amongst yourselves. That's what we have to do, I'm afraid. Right then. So, what's everybody been up to today, anyway? Anybody up to anything exciting today? Me and Tommy went to town earlier. Get our supplies for the man cave and the bits and pieces I needed for today. What did you have for lunch? I had very respectable, very nice ham toasty. That's very tasty. Right, let's give that a pull. It's still very sticky. Probably sticking to itself now. No, it's still not ready. Blimey. I wonder if I didn't stir it for long enough. Usually it's gone off by now. It's gone. That's the problem with stuff. It's not scientifically, we're not measuring X amount of mils, we're just squeezing out of tubes. That could have been not quite mixed right, but we'll live with it. We can live with it. Right, there we go. Right. Aha. Ha ha ha. What we can do now, we get it off the tweezers, because it's still a little bit sticky, a little bit tacky. We can lay it where we want it to go. Now, I quite fancy that going either side of that rock water and going down there, going down that side of it and down there. Oh, you with it now? You see what's happening now? Ah. Well then, so we'll peel some of this off. Now we don't want the whole width of this. It's very sticky. It's very sticky, so we'll get our, when I find him, there'll be one around here somewhere. There's one. There's one. Look at our knife. Run it down a little bit. And lift and peel. And it should, hopefully. It's all going to go in it. It's all going to go. Let's peel it off. There we go. We really don't want all of that. Let's see if we can rip it, or yeah, this is it anyway. Let's have, we don't need all that lot. So we'll just trim him down a bit. I'll do that down there like that. Come down there. cut it with some scissors. Cut that with some scissors. Lay that on the greaseproof paper. I want to form round a lot and run down into there. Right, so now we've got, there we go. Now we've got our framework where we want it. Really? Right, so we'll put that to one side for a minute. We don't need that. And now what we want to do is we want to mix up some stinky stuff. Some more stinky stuff. We'll add a tiny bit of blue this time. Again. Not a huge amount again. I actually added a bit too much to that one, but it looks that'll be alright. Once we get some of the clearer stuff on the top of it, we should dilute it a bit. The colourings. Right, so we'll squidge them in there. Throw it in the bin because it stinks. Put the lid on that before I knock it flying. I really don't want to lose that because that's very, very old and I'd never get replaced for that. Unless I paid a small fortune on the flea bay, and I'm not doing that. Right, so let's give it a stirs. Oh, it stinks. Oh, it's worse than my feet. After I've had trainers on all day and no socks. That's how bad this stuff stinks. It's bad, isn't it? No, it's bad. Simple yet clever. Is that what, this or me? Nah, probably both really, to be honest. Look, you're right. You are right. Simple but clever. So we'll give that a good old stirs. Good old stirrings. Now, I never worry, because I don't do deep pours, I don't worry about air bubbles in my resin. There is a way of doing it. If you had, like Dad's got a little cranberry, one of them torch things. You know, the little burny fiery. These probably need to set the house on fire a couple of times. But yeah, one of them things. You could use one of them on this. What you can do is we're going to start letting it pour down now. And then sort of twist it and guide it and run it there, run it there. Some more. I want to run on that side of the rock. And then just let it fall down. And it will find its own level. That's what we're sticking on. It'll find its own level. If that's not too much, I'm just going to start pulling over the edge. We don't want that. Let's put that. That's going to stick in it. Put that on there and then it won't stick. Basically, you're just going to work it. Just work it, baby. Let it run back up the waterfall. Down again. And there we go. Once that's gone off, let's blow it, get rid of some of the bubbles. Where's me? Let's have a. It's already started to go. See that already? Oh, it's formed a skin already. You want it to. White water it at the bottom. I'll just agitate it up, put a few holes in it. And there we go. One resin waterfall. A little bit too much blue I put in that, but it was actually good because it showed off the technique. And the waterfall effect. So that's how we do it if we want to create water. Now, how would we do it if we wanted to create ice? Wow. Right, let's put that one side, let it stink on its own for a bit. Over there, far away from me because it stinks. And we'll throw that in the bin. Good at dinks as well. Yeah, dinky. Yeah, that was dinky. We'll stick that there. And then in fine Blue Peter tradition, here's another one I preferred earlier. Oh, I prefer them quick, don't I? Oh, that's what you get when you're our age. Well, you remember Blue Peter and how they used to do things. Well, there you go. In fine Blue Peter tradition. Now this one, it's not as deep. This one we're going to do a lot different. This one we're going to use hot glue, and it can be a little bit iffy. The volume of hot glue we're going to use is hot, and it, potentially you don't want to burn yourself. And speaking from experience, I have actually burnt myself doing this. It wasn't nice. It was not nice at all. So first thing we're going to do, just going to put the glue gun on. Head glue gun, and let that warm up. Let's have a look at that now. Let's have a couple of minutes now. Let's see how that's done. So the other thing you could do with that now is you could use lots of. In fact, we'll do it later. We'll add some bits to it and make it look a bit nicer. We'll use some foliage and some plants and some lichen and bits and pieces, and we'll make that look a bit nicer around the edges. So you could use that now as put some on there, put the soldiers on there or something like that, and have it as a little vignette, or just as a tabletop gaming piece, a bit of scatter scenery. Call it difficult terrain, and it costs you more inches to move, of course. That's the way it works. Right then, so hot glue gun, do an icy one. Icy. We're going to use the same thing. We're going to use our greaseproof paper. We're basically going to do the same technique. And what it will do is, instead of giving us a water effect, it will give us an ice effect. I need to make sure this is hot though. Hot. Very hot. We need another stick. Another stick. Do you know, I hardly ever craft with these things, but I do actually use them a lot to do other things when I'm crafting. No, not hot enough yet. Not hot enough yet. Definitely not hot enough yet. So we'll get. Do you know what? I'm going to turn that fan off because I'm a bit. Can you actually hear that fan? Did you hear the fan? Could you hear the fans? Who used to say that? Start the fans, please. My name's Richard O'Brien, wasn't it? Crystal Maze. Start the fans, please. Used to have that program. Love it. Used to. Was it Richard? Was it? That was his name. Ed Temple Tudor did it, didn't he? You couldn't hear it. Oh, turn it back on then. It's about 1,000,000 degrees in here today. I don't actually know what the temperature is in Portsmouth today. It's got to be in the 30s. It's like being in the Mediterranean. It was at 9 o'clock this morning. It was 23 degrees here. It was like, what is going on? What is happening in the world? Have we missed something? Must have been some sort of disaster somewhere in the world, and it's no. That's very strange. You know, I haven't got chat up on there. So could you ever put YouTube on? Right, that should be. It should be hot enough now. For us to have a little bit of a, oh yes, oh yes. Right, so we want to do the same thing. We want to squeeze some hot glue on there, and then we want to go like that. Now this should cool off. This should harden up a lot quicker than the resin. Well, that's quite surprised me how long that took to go off. Unless it's because of the temperature in it is extremely warm. It might be that, I don't know. That did take quite a long time to go off. There's something under there. What is under there? Oh. Ah, I know what's happening. Because I've put extremely hot glue on this. This is that plastic messy board from Wilkinson's, isn't it? I've still got that now, so obviously the heat from that's warped that a little bit. Oops. Right, so that's gone like that. Well, go hard. That should be a lot easier to work. There you go. Oh, do you know when you got sunburn and you peel your skin on? That's like that, isn't it? Oh, that's just set Scott off now. Scott will like that. Oh. So let's put some of that down there. So we want that. So we'll give that a trim. Trim him around, make sure he fits a little bit. It's actually big actually, so we trim him about there. Give him a bit of a fold and we'll tuck him in. He won't stick as well as the other one did. What we'll do, put a tiny bit of hot glue behind it. Stick him on there. Bead behind it. Peel off the rest of it. Let's come down into lumpy bumpy bits. I don't want it like that. It's very, we need it a bit more regular than that. Otherwise it'll be very straight and unnatural. You stretch it and pull it and take it up there. Right. Ow, 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 ow. Hot, hot, hot. Right, so basically all we're going to do now obviously that's going to be only one drop, but we'll start squeezing our hot glue on the top and literally let it run down. Now whatever you do, don't touch this with your fingers because this is extremely dangerous when it's hot and it will give you third-degree burns and take your skin off. So please be very, very careful. It's definitely not one for the kids to do. And that's started to drop down there. Bring it back up there. Basically what you're going to do, it will melt the stuff we've already done, but it doesn't matter now because it's formed what we wanted it to form. So we'll let that heat up again. And we'll just let it dribble and drop and cascade. And what will happen, it will whiten up. You see how that's gone white? Hot glue, when it cools, will go from a clear state to an opaque state. And that's melted through before that's had time to dry. So these spare bits, just very gingerly stick on there. stick some more on there. And it's basically just building it up. Squeezing out, and it will find its own level. This stuff. This is extremely hot stuff. The last thing you want to do is put your finger in that. Please be very, very careful when you're doing this. What we'll do now is we'll stick it by the fan and just hold it there for a second or two. Until it cools off a bit. And you'll see in about 5 or 10 minutes the colour will change. Andy, people pestering at work. Well, good blimey. Nothing worse than people pestering at work. I get that all day, mate. I get it all day. People come up. Can I have this? Can you do? Well, have you got this? So what are you pestering me for? Let's get that down there. Right, so we'll leave that now to properly cool off. We'll give it a bit of a tweak around. Fill in a little bit there without using your fingers, obviously. You don't want to use your fingers. This is going to take about 5 or 10 minutes to really cool down and start to change colour on us. That's all right. That's all right. Let's see if we do some more at the top. That's still hot enough to pump some out for us. Yeah. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to fiddle around with it until we get it how we like it. You haven't got very long to work with it, but it's a bit more forgiving than the resin is. It's just don't touch it with your fingers. Do you know, I can't say that enough. Please be careful if you're going to do this, because it is extremely hot and it will burn you. I had a very nasty burn. I even put some in water and thought, that's it, it's cold enough. And I went like that and it burst, and it actually a big horrible blister on my thumb, didn't I, Dad? It was horrible, wasn't it? Well, I didn't like it. He thought it was funny. Everybody else thought it was funny. I didn't like it. Dad and Scott thought it was hilarious. Okay, that's good. I'm pestered. Yeah, but you're a mother. Now, you're a mother. You're bound to be pestered 24/7 when you've got children. So, is that going to... Come on, start to go off. Don't prove me wrong. Start to go off. Start to look like ice. It will. Trust me, honestly, it will. It'll look like ice. Right, what else have we got? We've got... The next thing we're going to do to it. Now, we all know about flock. Snow flock. There's actually a thing called snow flock. And this stuff is fantastic. It's actually got, pour some out. If you look at it, it's actually got little shiny bits that, can I get that to reflect on the light without the white balance going nuts? You know, it's got the shiny bits in it that reflect the light. It's really cool stuff. It's actually snow flock. Don't make the mistake I made of trying to use that Christmas snow stuff, because it looks alright at first, but then after about 6 or 7 months it starts to go yellow and it looks absolutely ugh. So avoid doing that if you can. It's not good. It's not good. It looks nice for the first sort of few days, and then it's like, oh, it's ugh. Not like that. Oh, it started. It started to change colour on the edges, which is what we want. Let's stick it on the fan again. Try to cool it down really quick. I really don't think the temperatures in here today are helping this at all. I really don't. But there you go. I can't paint today. I tried painting yesterday. My Christmas present off Mr. Sutherland of Scott was the Revell Iron Maiden Spitfire. Fantastic. It's great. With the eddies. It's got two eddies, one sitting down and one standing up. I painted the one sitting down yesterday and I instantly regretted it when I started to paint because it was so hot. Even using a wet palette and flow improver and retarders, it was a struggle. It was a struggle to paint yesterday. So I'm not going to attempt to do much painting today, that's for sure, because it's even hotter today. Not good. Right, now you see how that started now? You pick that up how it started on the edges. Out of the light. To change colour. So the more we leave it, the more ice looking it will become. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn that fan off a little bit because I don't want this flop flying everywhere. Because it wouldn't cheap. And I want a receptacle for putting PVA glue in. And let's get another. These have got shot glasses from a pound shop. And plastic glasses from a pound shop. Valuable things to have when you're crafting things, when you're making scratch building things, and that's great. They're great for putting stuff in. So let's have some of that. We'll have some of the, it's a stick up PVA wood glue. Where did it get from? Where did it come from? Poundland. I'll watch a bit of that in there. Right, and then we'll get our box. The flocking box. This is actually the universal carrier box. I'm just going to use that. So we'll sit him in there. Like that. We'll get a scuzzy brush. Where's my scuzzy brush? There's a scuzzy brush. No, not that one. That's one of my scuzzy dry brushes. There's a scuzzy brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to start dabbing it on. Obviously, there's going to be snow there. There's going to be snow around here. Just dab it on. You don't want to cover all of it. You want to leave some of the rock showing. Maybe some there. A little bit on there. Some on the edge of there. Yeah, there'd be a little bit there, wouldn't there? There'd be a tiny bit there. Naturally, where snow would stick to it. Stick that in the water, stick that there. And then sprinkle. Sprinkle on the snow. It's like Christmas, look. Sprinkle on the snow. Leave it for a second too. And do knock off the excess. And there we have Frozen Waterfall. Let's get a brush. Brush the snow off that bit. We don't want the snow on that bit. We don't want the snow in the water, on the ice, do we? Well, you would do. I mean, it would do if it's snowed after it's frozen. Back in there. And there we go. That's how simple it is. Using the Blue Peter method. And here's one I preferred earlier. They are simple to do. It's just the drying times on like the all-purpose filler and things like that. It's not a I'll do it today job. It takes 2 days to do it, but it's very simple to do. And I think for a water effect, what's appended? What? I'm missing some. Nothing's happened, Dad. We finished. We've done them. They're that simple to do. It's basically all you're doing on both methods is making the scaffold for the resin or the hot glue to run down. And it's that simple to do. See, I'm an idiot and I can do it. Just only thing I've got to say is just please be very, very careful, especially doing the hot glue method, because it is a bit dangerous. It is a bit dangerous. Just don't get your finger in it, right? And the same with the resin. If it gets on your skin, it usually heats up to cure and it burns as well. So please wear gloves. I'm an idiot. Don't be like Dave. Dave's an idiot. And just be careful with doing it. No, it's not for kids. It's definitely both of these methods are not for kids. Sorry, not for kids. Yeah, it's a shame I did that a bit too blue, but it's one of the risky times. I did it, you know. But if I was doing that for something else, you know, to use, what I'd have done is, oh, that's a bit too blue, throw that away and just make another one. Make another. Any questions, anybody? Anybody got any questions? Come on, somebody wants to have a question or two. No, nobody's got a question. No, let's enhance this one a little bit. I haven't got any twigs. What we could do with that one is add some bushes and that, but winter. Right, let's just enhance this one a little bit. We've got 10 minutes or so. What's for tea? Yeah, what's for tea? Do you know, I don't know. I haven't got a clue what we're doing for tea. That's having cottage pie. Oh, very nice too. Cottage pie. Right, let's get some materials. I wasn't going to really do this, but we might as well. We've got a few minutes left. I've got time on the stuff now. We'll put it on. Which drawer will put it on? Dad, where have you hidden it? Dad, where have you hidden it? That's a nightmare. Yeah, it's my stuff, you know. Getting invented parafilm. Must be in the top drawer, surely. Oh, here's some. Found some. A little bit of that. Oh, you could try one of them. Let's try one of these. I'm feeling brave. I had some more of that, but never mind. It's in another drawer, probably. Organised chaos as always. With me. I found a little bit, that'll do. I found one of these. I found it. These are fantastic, but they're fiddly. It's like photo etched trees or bushes and plants, but made from paper. And they are really effective, but they're very fiddly. Let's get on that. We found some when we went to the model show last year. We actually found one. This company actually produce so many different plants, it's unbelievable. We actually found a cannabis bush. They produced one as a cannabis bush, which had me in stitches. Oh, it was fantastic. So what I was going to do, occasionally I'll do something for my local Games Workshop shop, and I'll like mind the gashes in the window. And I've got a fantastic. My wife bought me for Christmas. I've got this beautiful, what I think is the most gorgeous Games Workshop kit that they do, and that's Alariel, the Everqueen, which is down here. This is absolutely beautiful. It's an amazing kit, but the base is a bit boring and plain, and a lot of us change that around. Let's get that. That's very sharp on the light. Sorry about the light from my bench. A lot of us changed the base on that and had a lot of foliage and trees and bushes and things. And I was going to do it and then put the cannabis plant on there and just have it and see how long it took for somebody in the Games Workshop to notice that there's a cannabis bush in the window. But I thought, you know what? I better not, because they'll never ask me to put another one of my minis in there again. So, it would have been funny, but that would have been the end of my... Dave, what have we got to stick in the display case? We won't do that. Best not. Best not. I will do it on one of my own. But not one that's going in the... Hopefully going in the window of the shop. That would be naughty, wouldn't it? Right, let's try and just get one of these out. They're very fiddly. They're hard to get out without damaging them. I don't know if I have my glasses on. Where's my glasses? Not on top of my head for once. Put my glasses on. Oh, that's better. I can see. I was blind and now I can see. Teaser up there. Up you get. They are quite fiddly things, but they make beautiful plants when you do them. No, I better. That's better. Just talk amongst yourself a minute while I try and get this off here. See how very fiddly, 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 fiddly. Where's that one? There it is. On that side. I can't like it up there. Oh, be a minute. Oh, keep you a minute. Yeah, very fiddly to get out. Yeah. Are you off there? Come on. Yep, that's up there. That's straight. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're about halfway through this one now. What's the name of this company? Oh, I'm made in Czechoslovakia, so the name of the company is unpronounceable. Nedviges Unkr, whatever that is. If anybody reads Czechoslovakian MDP model scene, they weren't cheap. They're £5.50 at the model show, but if you were doing a display piece and you wanted that little bit of extra oomph, they're definitely worth getting. They're just very, very fiddly. And this one isn't playing ball at the moment. Oh, come on. Oh, that's got it. That's got that one. The last set of leaves to go, and then I'll be back with you. Sorry. Come off. Come off. I should have used a new blade in this. In fact, I think this blade's about as sharp as Fox's box opening knife. It's that bad. You know what? it's true what they say, you know, about mechanics and having the roughest beat up of cars you could possibly imagine. People that professionally work with knives, my knives are shocking at home. You can't cut butter with some of the knives I've got in my kitchen. And for somebody that uses knives as a profession, I should be ashamed of myself. And this X-Acto knife is exactly the same. Right, come on, up you come now. Don't mess about now. Get off. Right then. What we've actually got, when you fold it up, there's one. What's that in there? That's shocking. This knife is disgusting. Shocking. True. There's another set of leaves there. Right then. Basically, you make them up out of little parts. So we want that. We want a cocktail stick. Oh, that's going, sorry. Stabula, yes. Yes. Trust me, I'm a professional. No. A bit of PVA there. Get our little plant and we'll stick him in on the margins. Stick him in there. That bit on the back edge of that. You didn't. I'm going to play ball, is it? Must have fight right to the very end. There we go. 3D plants are really nice. They're just very fiddly, but they are nice. And then we'll just stick a bit of lichen up this wall, break up that huge big area there. I'll get some of this. Set it on there. I'll put some of that there. Oop. Got a bush there. This bit here. Stick a little bit there. A little bit there. And there we go. One very simple, once you know how to do it, waterfall, and a simple ice one. And there we go. Cool. Right, I'm going to call that a day because it's getting unbearably hot up here today. It's got to be well over 30 degrees in Portsmouth today, and it's nasty. What's it like where you are? Is it extremely hot? Or are you all right? Quick look on chat before we go. Is it hot where you are? Are you suffering in the heat? I'm actually sweating. Really sweaty and horrible. Let's have a quick drink of something cooler. So you must have all gone out. Everybody's gone. Nobody's talking in the chat anymore. Have I broke it? Have I broke it and I don't know? Anyway, I'm going to call that a day. Don't forget tonight, an evening with Chris. And then Friday, Nat. Don't forget Nat on Friday. All right. Melting, yeah. We're all melting. Right, so anyway, guys, I hope that was interesting and informative in some small way. Next week, we're going to look at basing materials and different basing techniques next week. So, you know, we don't have to craft every week. We can look at materials next week and how to obtain them. Extremely hot on these. I'll tell you something, Shane, I'm melting. I really am melting. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. You've been absolutely brilliant. Thanks to the mods for looking after everybody. And I will see you next week when we have a look at materials and some things that might actually surprise you. So, bye for now.